안녕하세요. 톰입니다. Let's have fun learning Korean. Today's grammar is 으리을지, if, whether, 눈데요, it is, isn't it? And 눈걸요, because. After you learn today's grammar, when you are a big fan of a celebrity and he says to you, 왜 그렇게 저를 좋아하세요? Why do you like me so much? Then you can tell him something like, 오빠가 너무 좋은걸요. Because I love Oppa so much. Wow. If you reach this level, the celebrity Oppa you love will be surprised at your advanced Korean. Let's surprise those native speakers with advanced expressions, past topic 2, and be the supermaster of Korean. I'm sure you can do it. 그럼 시작할게요. The first grammar, you use 으리을지, if, whether, to verbs or adjectives. You use it when you assume something uncertain. In most cases, Korean people use this grammar as 으리을지 모르다, to be uncertain if, 으리을지 걱정이다, to be worried if, and 으리을지 정하다, to decide if. So please put that whole phrase in your mind. In addition, Korean people pronounce 지 in 으리을지 in tense sound as 지. So please pay attention to that as well. Then let's look at its conjugation to verbs, adjectives, and nouns. First of all, conjugations are the same for verbs and adjectives. So we are mainly looking at verbs for now. If a verb stem does not have a final consonant, you add 리을지. For example, 가다, to go, does not have a final consonant. So you add 리을지 to make 갈지, if I go. If a verb stem has a final consonant, you add 을지. For example, 먹다, to eat, has a final consonant. So you add 을지 to make 먹을지, if I eat. For nouns, you use 일지, regardless of a final consonant. Therefore, 무료 becomes 무료일지 if it's free, and 학생 becomes 학생일지 if he or she is a student. Then let's look at some examples. 오빠가 약속 시간에 도착할지 걱정해요. I'm worried if Oppa will arrive at the appointed time. Here, 도착하다, to arrive, is a verb without a final consonant. So you add 리을지 to make 도착할지 if he arrives. In addition, it is used with 걱정해요. So the whole phrase becomes 도착할지 걱정해요. I'm worried if he arrives. Okay? Let's move on to the next example. 여름에 여행을 가려고 하는데 어디가 좋을지 어떻게 정하지? I am thinking of going to travel in summer, but how should I decide which place is good to go? Here, 좋다, to be good, is an adjective with a final consonant. So you add 을지 to make 좋을지 if it's good. In addition, after this grammar, 정하지, decide, follows to make a phrase like 어디가 좋을지, 어떻게 정하지, how should I decide which place is good? Let's see the last example. 어느 게 더 좋은 방법일지 저는 잘 모르겠어요. I don't know which one is a better way. Here, 방법, a way, means is a noun. So you add 일지 to make 방법일지 if it is a better way. In addition, 모르겠어요, I don't know how, follows this grammar to make 방법일지 모르겠어요. I don't know which one is a better way. Crystal clear? Quiz! Then let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 친구한테 선물하려고 샀는데 모르겠어. I bought it to give it to my friend, but I don't know if he would like it. Number 1, 마음에 들지. Number 2, 귀에 들어갈지. The correct answer is number 1. 마음에 들다 is to like. 들다 has a final consonant of real. So you directly add 지 모르겠어 to make 마음에 들지 모르겠어. I don't know if he would like it. Number 2 is the wrong answer because 귀에 들어갈지 itself is a wrong expression. I just made it up. Then let's read it together. Shrugging shoulders. 친구한테 선물하려고 샀는데 마음에 들지 모르겠어. Please read it at least 3 times. Then let's move on to the next quiz. 열심히 공부했는데 시험에 걱정되네요. I studied hard, but I am worried about whether I will pass the exam. Number 1, 합격할지. Number 2, 잘 될지. The correct answer is number 1. 합격하다 is to pass an exam. You add 리을지 걱정되네요 to make 합격할지 걱정되네요. I'm worried whether I will pass. Number 2 is the wrong expression because there is no expression like 시험에 잘 되다. So please be careful. If you chose this one, maybe you were confused with 시험을 잘 보다, which is to turn out well on exam. Okay? Then let's read it with a touch of anxiety. 열심히 공부했는데 시험에 합격할지 걱정되네요. Please read it at least 3 times. Okay? Next, let's look at the second grammar. As I told you in the beginner class, 는데 is used as a conjunctive form which connects sentences and means even though or though. Then why are we learning about it again? Yeah, I hear you. What I am going to tell you this time is the ending expression, especially used in conversation. After you master it, you will sound much more native Korean. For today, we are learning 2 meanings of 는데요. The first one is to tell your surprise at something unexpected by saying, wow, I am surprised by that. It is something, isn't it? The second one is to ask a question for some explanation like, what is the reason or why are you asking? In this case, Korean people often use with interrogative words such as 무엇, what, 누구, who, 언제, when, and 어디, where. About the conjugation, for verbs, you use 는데요. For adjectives, you use 니은데요. And for nouns, you use 인데요. However, since this grammar is colloquial, Korean people often omit E from 인데요 to make 최고인데요. Wow, it's the best. 언젠데요? Wow, when is it? Do you get it? Then let's look at some examples from pattern 1. When you get surprised at something unexpected. 와! 오늘 날씨가 굉장히 더운데. Wow! Today the weather is really hot, isn't it? Here, you can express your feelings about the unexpected hot weather by using 은이은데요. In this sentence, 덥다, to be hot, is an adjective with 비읍 final consonant. So you add 은데. However, for 덥다, you have to apply 비읍 irregular, don't you? So you will change this to 우 to make 더운데. Wow, it's hot, isn't it? Then let's look at 는데 in pattern 2, asking questions. 이것 좀 봐봐. Take a look at this. 아니, 이게 뭔데요? What is this? In this sentence, the speaker, 나, is trying to ask for an explanation like, what is it? You treat 뭐, what, as a noun. So you add 인데, but E is omitted here, and it becomes 뭔데요? What is it? This is a very colloquial expression. I'm sure you're gonna hear it in the future. The next example is also in pattern 2, asking questions. 난 내일 아침에 빨리 나가야 돼서 먼저 잘게. I have to go out early tomorrow morning, so I'll go to bed first. 몇 시에 나가는데? What time are you going out? In this sentence, you use this grammar to ask for an explanation about what time are you going out, right? Here, 나가다 to go out is a verb, so you add 는데 to make 나가는데 go out. Quiz! Okay then, let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 이 영화 정말 This movie is really entertaining, isn't it? Number 1, 재미있는데요. Number 2, 대박난데요. The correct answer is number 1. You want to say that the movie was unexpectedly entertaining. So it's pattern 1. 재미있다 is to be entertaining, and it is an adjective. However, the ending of the word is 있다, right? So you conjugate it as a verb, 는데요. Here, you have to speak politely, so you add 요 as well to make 재미있는데요. This movie is entertaining, isn't it? The number 2 is wrong because 대박나다 means to be a big hit. But Korean people love this word, so please memorize it too. Then let's read it together like you're telling your friend how entertaining the movie was. 이 영화 정말 재밌는데요. Please read it at least 3 times. Then let's move on to the next quiz. 왜 아무도 없을까? 정말, why is there nobody? It is quite strange, isn't it? Number 1, 이상하는데. Number 2, 이상한데. The correct answer is number 2. It sounds like he's talking to himself, right? Here, 이상하다 is to be strange, and it is an adjective without a final consonant. So you use 니은데요. Here, you want to say it casually with 반말. So you make the phrase 이상한데. Number 1 is wrong because there is no such expression as 이상하는데. So please be careful, okay? Then let's read it imagining that you are a police officer who went to a crime scene. 왜 아무도 없을까? 정말 이상한데. Please read it at least 3 times. Let's look at the last grammar. 는걸요 has 2 different meanings. One is to tell your surprise or admiration about something you get to know. The other one is to tell your opinion lightly, saying it is because, or to argue about someone's opinion lightly. This lightly is the important point here. For verbs, you use 는걸요. For adjectives, you use 은이은걸요. And for nouns, you use 인걸요. Besides, when you speak politely with honorific ending 요, the pronunciation always changes to 걸요, never being pronounced 거려. Okay? Then let's look at the example of the first meaning. To tell your surprise or admiration to something you get to know. 날씨가 점점 추워지는걸? The weather is getting colder and colder. Here, you want to express your surprise at something you find new, which is about the weather getting colder. In this sentence, 추워지다, to get cold, is a verb. So you add 는걸 to make 추워지는걸, it is getting colder. The next sentence is an example of the second meaning, to lightly tell your opinion to the other person. Then please look at this. 혼자 할 수 있겠어요? Do you think you can do it all of it alone? 괜찮아요. 이 정도는 아무렇지도 아는걸요. It's okay. This amount of things is not a big deal. Here, the speaker is lightly telling his or her opinion, saying it's not a big deal. Do you get it? 아무렇지도 않다. To be not a big deal is an adjective with a final consonant. So you add 은걸요 to make 아무렇지도 않은걸요. It's not a big deal. And 아무렇지도 않다 is a useful expression meaning not a big deal. So please keep it in mind. The next sentence also tells an opinion lightly. Let's look at it together. 도와줘서 정말 고마워요. Thank you so much for helping me out. 아니에요. 당연히 해야 할 일인걸요. No worries. It is of course what I should do. Here, it is used to give an opinion on what the other speaker said, saying it's what I should do. In this sentence, 일, a thing, is a noun. So you add 인걸요 to make 일인걸요. It is a thing what I should do, which means it is what I should do. Quiz! Then let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 물이 꽤. The water is quite cold. Number 1, 차가운 걸. Number 2, 차가운 걸. The correct answer is number 1. 차갑다 is to be cold. 차갑다 is an adjective with a final consonant. So you use 니은 걸. Also, 차갑다 is a 비읍 irregular word, right? So you make 차가운 걸. Okay? Number 2 is wrong because 차가운 걸 does not even exist. So please be careful. Then let's imagine you get surprised at the cold water when you got into the pool and read the sentence together. 물이 꽤 차가운 걸? Please read it at least 3 times. Let's move on to the next quiz, which is a dialogue. 배고프지? 뭘 만들어 줄까? You must be hungry. Do you want me to cook something for you? 괜찮아요. 냉장고 안에 먹을 게 얼마든지. I'm okay because there is plenty of food in the fridge. Number 1, 있는걸요. Number 2, 있는걸요. The correct answer is number 1. 있다 is there is, which has a final consonant. As I said before, you modify 있다 as a verb. Therefore, you attach 는걸요 to the stem to make 있는걸요. There is something. The second answer is correct in terms of its pronunciation, but we never write it in this way. So please put that in mind. Then let's read it together. Like you say, you don't have to worry about me. 냉장고 안에 먹을 게 얼마든지 있는걸요. Please read it at least 3 times. Okay? Yes! It's about time to give you homework that you guys love. But before I give you homework, I will sing a phrase. 나는요, 학생이 좋은 걸 어떡해. Homework, come on in. There are 2 kinds of homework. First, please write 3 sentences using the comment section, using the grammar we learned today. For the first sentence, please use 리을지, if, whether. You can write a sentence you would use when you don't feel confident, like, I don't know if it's correct. For example, 태어나서 처음으로 빵을 구워봤는데 이게 맛있게 잘 될지 잘 모르겠네요. I baked bread for the first time in my life, but I'm not sure if this will come out tasty. For the second sentence, please use 는데요. It is, isn't it? You can make a sentence to tell surprise or admiration of something unexpected. For example, 중급 공부 생각보다 쉬운데? Studying in intermediate class is easier than expected, isn't it? I made this sentence hoping you guys are thinking the same way. For the third sentence, please use 는걸요 because and lightly tell your opinion to someone or tell your surprise about some fact. For example, 학생들한테 한국어를 가르치는 일이 너무 보람찬 일인걸요. Because the job of teaching Korean to students is something that is really fulfilling. Okay, and thank you guys for always submitting homework in the comment section. The second homework is to memorize new words. Please memorize the 40 words from number 401 to number 440 on page 6. In the intermediate vocabulary list. That is a vocabulary quiz of the 40 words on my website, so just feel free to try it. The link is in the description box. That's it for today! You guys did a great job! As a Korean teacher, every time I see your beautiful, ambitious eyes, I feel great hope for your future. So I always want to be a teacher who constantly believes in your infinite possibilities. And I really wish for your happiness. 그럼 오늘도 행복 가득, 웃음 가득한 하루 되세요.